Hey future scientists, it's Emily and we're back at Crest. Today we're going to be doing a little lab that I like to call, can you guess what this is? For today's lab, we're going to head over to the other main building of Crest to use a microscope in the microscopy lab. And there, I'm going to put different objects or materials under the microscope and you're going to have to guess, what is it? Okay, so we've just entered the main building of Crest, and as you can see, I'm currently standing in the microscopy lab where there's a bunch of nice equipment that Crest has been very generous to let me borrow and use while I'm here. And today we're going to be using this beauty over here, the Microscope microscope, which is where I'm going to be doing my imaging of all the little objects and materials that you guys are going to have to guess what it is. So let's get to it. The first microscopy image is this one. Can you guess what it is? How about we take a closer look at the following images after we're zoomed out of it? Yup, believe it or not, but this is a close-up image of the FaceTime app on a phone screen. Let's take a look at the next object under the microscope. As we begin to zoom out, do the images start to offer any clues? Taking a closer look at these microscopy images, we start to identify grooves and small circular openings that reveal the same pattern as a finger. You can also see microscopic specks of dirt and dust not visible to the human eye alone. This image also specifically shows sweat produced by the sweat glands under the skin and perfusing from its pores. This is a microscopy image of the fingernail. Our next object looks like this under the microscope. And as we begin to analyze the following images, we discover it's the flesh of a flower petal. Speaking of flesh, these next microscopy images appear to be very wet and juicy. That's because they are composed of 85% water. Still can't guess what it is? Let's take a look at these images from another part of the object for some hints. You guessed it, an apple. In this next image, we identify some fibers and wooden elements. Can you guess what this is? It's a paper towel. Now let's look at our final microscopy image, and can you guess what this is? After looking at the image, does its dark color and appearance or sharp edges help us identify what it is? It's a metal rod. Now that we've played the game, can you guess what this is? Let's learn how to use the Microscope microscope in the microscopy lab. Now that we've played the game, can you guess what this is? I'm going to teach you guys how to use the Microscope microscope. To begin, we want to turn the microscope on using a switch on the top right-hand corner of the base. This switch will turn on and off the microscope, and then we can use the knobs on the bottom right to turn on and off the lamp. It will also help us adjust the brightness depending on how bright we want the light to shine. We can also use this space right here to place our object on, which can be a small container, a fruit or vegetable, really just anything that you want to look up close at that fits on this space. There's also knobs to adjust the focus and to zoom in and zoom out on our object. I've also attached a camera at the top of this nice microscope right here, which attaches to this laptop, which is how I'm able to take recordings and small pictures of the objects for our game. Can you guess what this is? Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed today's lab, and I definitely encourage you guys to come into Crest whenever you're free and use this microscope. It's definitely a cool tool and something that you guys will really enjoy using in your free time. Thank you!